how are you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Micheline here, and I'm back again with another video. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. And then guys, I wanted to say one thing before I can start anything. First of all, thank you for the love and the support that you guys have been showing me. You know, in the comment section, we have a blast. We always have some nice, people leaving nice comments, and I appreciate and love it. And then we have nice suggestions as well, and I love it. So I went ahead and then left a poll on my community post and asked what kind of video should I do next. I was thinking of doing other BTS memberships, and then everybody in the comment section was like, no, we ain't trying to have none of that, okay? We want the Taekook. And I'm like, Taekook it is, okay? So Taekook today, I guess. If you want a specific video, thank you so much for leaving that suggestions, okay? I am still going to do all of the videos that everybody requested, because it is just that I am recording not always every day, but I try to record as much as I can when I have time, because I still have other things that I have to do. So this week, I'm going to be recording a whole lot of videos. I'm going to be posting maybe like twice. So please be aware that I'm going to post the videos that y'all have requested. So please don't be angry. Don't start unsubscribing and start, getting mad and start thinking, you know what I mean? So with that being said, so we are going to be reacting to Taekook top 30 coincidences that just, kind of like, is it really a coincidence, Is it? Because it's like, if it happens once, it is a coincidence. Twice, maybe. 3 times, then it's like, no, it's destiny, baby. It's something that is meant to happen, okay? Deja vu type of thing, you know what I mean? So if you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because it really helps me a lot. Let's get straight into this reaction.
Number 13. Dispatch giving hints about Taekook emojis. I've made a lot of videos related to this subject already, but it never made me less curious about the whole thing. I mean, a website that was rumored that they wanted to try to out a lot of different LGBTQ plus idols, starting to be interested.
So Dispatch
and making all sorts of art.
So Dispatch basically is like TMZ, literally just following people around and trying to expose whatever they can find from their lives.
Articles with them, even on things that weren't even Taekook related, and not just that. Big Hit actually kept giving them a lot of contents, even though they could just work with any other website that were way bigger than Dispatch. But I think we can all agree that the most memorable time was when one of the members just posted these pictures, and Dispatch reposted them on their Instagram with a camera, a 2 heart, and 2 men holding hands emoji. Not to mention how even before it, they kept posting pictures of them and putting rainbow emojis beside their pictures.
It's like giving us hints, but they don't want to say it.
Almost a year ago, a reporter
We
published
see you, Dispatch.
of Taehyung
Keep it
and
up.
Jungkook and called them a couple. A lot of K-Army were wondering why this happened. They looked into some other reports from that person that happened over that period of time, and the reports of him doing with other 2 boys from other bands. But Taekook were the only ones who were called a couple in his reports. He uses a lot of us. Number 28. Strangely enough, we've seen Taekook kiss a lot, like that time when they were sleeping together and Jungkook kissed his cheeks, or the other time when Tae kissed Jungkook's hand. Or
So it was not the hand, it was the cheeks. Okay.
But the thing that confuses all
When they
of
were
us
sleeping, I
was
thought
when
it was
Jungkook
the
kissed
hand.
Tae's
He
cheek.
kissed his hand.
And how
Right.
staff started cheering even though before that when other members kissed his hair or
It was like
hands,
kind of like
all of them didn't cheer
congratulating
that
them,
much.
because that's the
And then
vibe that I
right after
got.
that, RM said, is it really okay to do this?
Of course it's okay. Give us the content, baby.
Why would he ask such a thing if it was a normal thing to show as a fan service?
Y'all get the vibe, right?
Number 27.
Y'all get the vibe.
Speaking of Taekook kisses and RM, there was also another time when Jungkook was starting his adulthood years, and RM just suddenly asked Taehyung to come and kiss him.
How love me,
We all
baby.
felt that way when we heard it. Number 26. During Bon Voyage in a part, Jungkook ended up cooking for Taehyung. When it was decided, Taehyung just stood up, sat on Jungkook's lap, and said, "You're mine."
You are mine, baby. We ain't
He
trying
just meant mine as a teammate, or something more intimate is still unknown.
Something is going on, okay?
I can give a lot of examples for this one, but sometimes their interaction seems a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Last year during the standby time in Game Countdown, we got some very interesting Taekook interactions. They literally couldn't look away from each other and goofing around during the whole performance. Keep looking at each other's butt and in Jungkook's perspective, staring at it and slapping in a very subtle way. Then Taehyung purposely missed his
I like the way she said it.
Jungkook and Jungkook looked a bit off over it. But then Tae kept trying to get his attention back. Even Jimin said something about Taehyung to Jungkook, and Jungkook just did this neck shake. They laughed, and it all ended by them being goofy together again. The whole interaction was very amusing in a way that we couldn't see if it was just them being playful or something else was going on in there that we didn't know about.
Something is going on. They're doing the doing
Number
things.
24. BTS has a habit of using the same spoons, chopsticks, glasses, etc.
Is
And
it?
when it comes to eating things from each other's mouth, even they don't seem to be into it. But there was that time when Jungkook was feeding Tae.
Okay,
and
this
his foot
was
fell, and
fishy,
as soon as
okay?
it did, Jungkook just ate it. Some might say it's normal, but
Give me a
to the
piece of
majority
that.
people I've seen,
Give me a piece of
it
that.
seemed very off, especially since we didn't see it happening with
It
any other
didn't.
members.
It just felt natural. He just
Number
did it.
23. Taekook acts happy and goofy a lot, but there are times that after their interaction, one of them just blushes or gets very shy over the interaction, or one of them just changes the level of their voice or tone of their voice to make it sound more masculine or cool. And it
Yeah.
always makes us wonder, why does it keep happening with them? Why do they keep trying to look so cool? Or
I'm trying to be a meme for you, baby. I'm gonna give you the world. Fuck that. I want the whole galaxy. Okay. Let's hear this. That is fucking sexy, okay? First of all, if you talk to me in that voice, I'm melting. I am melting to the goddamn floor, okay?
And started circulating around. In the first video, it was said that a fan
But the thing with this video is that you can't tell who it is. It could be someone else.
An award show.
Could be
But
that.
it was very hard to see who they were or what they were doing, so it died out very soon. In the second video, in the other hand, the boys actually do look a bit similar to our boys. And it looked like one of them was pushing the other one towards a wall,
Ooh.
and their heads
Nasty.
got really close together.
Yeah,
But
push me
even
on
this
the
was
ball.
a very difficult video to interpret.
This
None
looks
of
like
us know if those
Tay.
people in those videos were really
Kinda
gay
looks
or
like
if they were
Tay.
actually kissing
Oh,
or
you can
not.
actually see the two
But let's
heads.
be honest, a lot of us actually
Suspicious.
sat down and thought about it a lot because the possibility was still there of it being true. Number 21. We all know that the boys know a little bit about sign language and use it sometimes.
Of course, we've seen them trying to pull that I love you saddle, trying to be saddle
They
and
also
stuff.
used the
We
I love
see
you
it.
sign a lot with each other.
You see?
For example, when Jungkook was sick and Tae just made it secretly, and then Jungkook saw it. and
We
they don't.
see you,
Or the other
okay?
time, Taehyung was
I see you.
joking and Jungkook did it randomly. Number 20.
Randomly, huh?
In the Mnet show, Taehyung stated that fake love is their story, referring to himself and either someone else or some other people. And while we were looking at the lyrics of the album, we realized that the first 7 songs were telling a connected story, which makes sense because even RM told us to pay attention to the first 7 songs. And then when we got to the 7th song that was produced or composed by Jungkook, he said that he was just telling us his story, which made us wonder why they both kept saying that the songs were related to them. And if you pay attention to the story, it actually kind
That
of
is so
matches their
cute.
story. And it's not just that. I mean, I already made an analysis of
Tell my story, baby.
So you can just,
Tell.
if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about. But based on what we've seen, it's all very so overwhelming, and a lot of things kept pointing at the same direction. So it made us wonder, was it intentional, or are we just looking too much into it?
We in, baby. We are seeing the dream
Jungkook
teams.
lots of covers, and he told us to always pay attention to the lyrics because he always does the same. And a lot of times we've seen him pointing at a certain number, and the number is 123. If you're wondering what does it have to do with Taehyung, well, 1230 is actually his birthday date. So it actually made us think, why this number? And the interesting part is that if you look up to that second in some of his covers, you'll see that they are giving you a certain message. For example, this is what he says on 123 seconds on his cover called Paper Heart.
Tell me what,
Also,
baby.
we've seen him pronouncing a lot of words in his covers as if he's calling Taehyung's name, even though he's perfectly capable of pronouncing them all right in the same song. This could all be just coincidences, but they happen so repetitively, it makes us wonder if they're intentional or not.
Beautiful day.
Number 18. Even though it's very hard to see strange tensions between the members
Wow.
on cam, it's very easy to spot it when it comes to Taekook. They are usually always together, just being goofy and everything. So when they just stop doing that, when they
Don't
avoid
stop,
eye
tap that
contact,
cat.
looking sad at each other, you can actually see that some dramas are going on. They usually always patch things up very fast because you can see that even if one of them looks upset, the other one tries to just do something about it. But every time you have no idea why this is happening and who started it and what are they going to do.
Look at all the glances is just passing by.
Number 17. There are a lot of songs that Taekook sang together here and there, but every time they sing something together, it makes the whole thing a little bit intimate. Like they
Adding
actually
emotions to the
every
song.
single word that they are singing together. It always makes us wonder, is this just acting or is something else in the middle?
Something's going on.
When they sang this song for each other.
I mean, I don't want to lie. This was very romantic to start off, and it was very, ¿cómo se dice? Weird, okay? That's weird. That's suspicious. You gonna give me all of you? I'm gonna give you all of me, baby. Love is half-half. You see what I did there? I quoted them.
Number 16. We all know how possessive Jungkook gets when it comes to Taehyung. Calling to check up on him when he's with Minjae, telling him to choose between him and Bogum, getting mad and walking away because
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Bogum is putting that competition on.
When Tae gets too close to others. Some say jealousy is normal with friends, but we
Well,
know how jealousy is also
To an extent, actually.
or when people
It is normal
have
to an
feelings for each
extent.
other. So it's reasonable to wonder
And he
if
does
this
that,
jealousy is
yeah.
a sign of them having something more or not.
Typical.
Number 15. In Korea, younger boys call older boys who are close to them young. So it's reasonable for Jungkook to call all BTS members young. But Tae should not call Jungkook that way because Jungkook is younger than him. That's why we're all so confused over why Taehyung keeps calling Jungkook that way.
That is a sexy way to call your man. I tell you that much. Daddy. Daddy. Okay.
During the festa, Taehyung mentioned that he always got support. But the most touching support he got was a letter from Yoongi. Said that it was very long and in the end he told them that he loved them. The other members pointed out that it was very unusual behavior from Yoongi. And he mentioned that he also sent one to Jungkook. And it brought a lot of confusion over why would Yoongi only send them such a supportive message.
Maybe they're going through
they're
something.
not family members, so they are not going to have family issues together.
Or
And
doing
if
something.
it's band related, then why is it just them? So it must be something
That's
related
suspicious,
to only
okay?
them. So it makes sense why a lot of people are wondering, what if it's actually a supportive message over them having a relationship? Number 13. Before the festa, the boys did a live talking about what we have to see in the festa.
There is one important thing. What is the important thing?
Started staring at Tae, smiling and saying that he had something important to
Oh,
say.
look at his smile. He looks so
Jin just looked
excited.
Jin looked panicked, and RM said, "It's obvious what it is."
And
I would
Jimin,
just say it this
power is
But
always
Jung
there to
just
support.
told us to look forward to it. Until this day, we still don't know what we had to look forward to. I mean, why he kept staring at Tae, and what was something that was important we didn't know, and RM had to give him permission to talk about, and it was also very obvious for them. Because we already knew about his abs, we didn't get any mixtape.
I like that she said the abs.
Anything special that matched everything they said. So even now, we still keep wondering what he wanted to say that he still hadn't told
I want to
us.
say something.
It wasn't even the only time. I mean, do you remember last year during their comeback show when he was with Taehyung and Taehyung said, "Everyone," then Jung was like, "Everyone what?" And Taehyung just saw
Everybody, I love you.
You just tell them, and they didn't say anything.
Tell the
Number
world.
12. One of
I
the
love you.
strangest things that we have witnessed over and over has been staff separating Taekook. Like how it happened in Burn the Stage, with them taking Tae to an empty dressing room while Jungkook was sick so they could just film him, and he had to wait outside his room while others could just stay inside. There were a lot of cut scenes in there with Taehyung's voice being there but not his face every time he was near Jungkook. And also the latest one happened.
Too much
was
sauce,
the
too much
latest
going on.
Run episode. It was when they had to sing together in teams. Taehyung, RM, and Jimin were in the same team. Jungkook was with J-Hope, and the other team was with Yoongi and Jin. And then all of a sudden, Jimin said, "Hey, why don't we just put Taehyung in Jungkook and J-Hope's team because they have similar tastes?" But they just said no. And that was the end of it. Even Taehyung at first was like, "Yes, let's change it." But when they said no, he was like, "Okay, no." And we could even see how Jimin and Yoongi kept looking at the director. Or the whole drama in Bonvoyage, even they just kept making Taehyung look like he didn't care about Jungkook. Even though every time
The
he
manipulation
tried
of
his
these
best to
videos,
do
that's
as
the
much as he
problem.
could, like the whole food incident. So it makes us wonder, why only them? Why does this keep happening with them? If there's nothing going on,
If there's nothing
why
to
does
hide,
them keep
why go out of
separating
your way?
them? What's so necessary about it?
Exactly.
Number 11. When they were in LA, a paparazzi tried to invade their privacy. And at first, they were standing together.
The
But then
paparazzi
when the
talk.
guy showed up,
Y'all gotta
just
know,
very subtly
y'all gotta know
asked
how
them
to keep it
just
low key
stand apart
sometimes
and
though.
stood between them. We still
But of
don't know
course,
why
if it's
this
me, I don't
happened,
mind.
But it was very interesting how as soon as the guy started filming, Yoongi just told them to stay apart. Number 10. Jimin. Since the beginning of the time, he had been making us question everything. Posting of them and writing their ship name on it on Twitter, saying Jungkook we love forever, and clapping while Taehyung just writes his and Jungkook's name in a heart on sand, looking exposed when Tae asks Jungkook, "Had you been flirting?" Or pointing at both of them and shaking his head while they were singing and making eye contact only with each other. His reactions to Taekook every time something happens with them makes it really hard for us to think it's all really just a coincidence.
When it happens once, it's a coincidence. When it happens twice, it's a
Number
coincidence.
9.
3-4 times, it becomes something else. It becomes fate.
We saw them
Destiny.
reserving seats at a very famous hotel in
I
Seoul
talk too much.
that is only a few minutes far from their actual home. We don't know if they actually stayed in any rooms in there, but we know they had to
Ooh.
either reserve the seats from weeks ago or actually be a customer.
But there's a holding camera, so they weren't
seats.
hiding.
And either way,
Obviously.
makes the whole thing a little bit questionable. Because why that date? Why only them? And why was it all planned? They didn't even hide behind any masks when they got there. So
They are actually even holding the camera, as a matter of fact.
And from what I've heard from some K-army, it was scandal even for the Korean side. Number 8. Over the years, we have seen a lot of bruises on Jungkook or Taehyung that looked very
Oh, I want to see that.
hickeys or scratches. The interesting part is that sometimes they have it at the same
That is a
time.
scratch.
People came up with different excuses over this, including they just punch each other on the neck. They
A
burst
punch
themselves
looks
making
this
rough
tiny.
during the
You
award show.
guys to have like really
It's just
tiny,
pimple
a tiny
or
fist.
shadow.
A shadow, really?
Just because they're Asian, it doesn't mean they make rice cakes on an award show. People don't constantly punch each other, especially not on the
That is a damn hickey, okay?
or abs. And Jungkook is not a wrestler, and it's very hard to believe that those two constantly just keep getting pimples at the same time. The last time we saw Jungkook with one of them was during this scene when he was showing his abs. And even
First of
though
all,
it's obvious
raw.
that they were
And then
trying to
secondly,
concealer,
wow.
you can still see
I like the
his
view.
signs on his chest and stomach. And it made us wonder, is it just that they have the
Those
same
damn
skin
mosquitoes
conditions
going
every
under the
single
blankets,
time,
huh?
or they are actually having something going on?
Something is going on.
During the behind the scene of Bon Voyage, Jungkook sat
Bon
in
voyage.
Taehyung's
It's in
room and
it's in
started
French.
singing Nothing Like Us
Bon
in a
voyage.
very emotional way. It made us question, why did he do that? And
Safe
why
travels?
did he
I think
look
it,
so emotional?
I think if I have to put it directly, it's like good travel. But I think in the English version, it's just safe travels. Oh, why you look so sad, baby? That is so much emotions. Together through the storms, there's nothing like us. Okay, darling, you are sending a love message, okay? I remember I only get like this when I'm either heartbroken or facing difficulties in my love life. So that is very
Number
suspicious.
6. During a V Live Jungkook had, Tae kept telling him to stop broadcasting. Jungkook at first was like, hey, I'm on live, what? And Tae just lowered his voice and said, to have some private conversation. The
Private
slang used in
conversation.
Korea is something that K-army say, is something you used to say. to
Even
make out.
here in South Africa.
So when Jungkook quickly started trying to finish the live,
Actually, even in
Tae
Congo,
jokingly kept making
Congolese people and South
faces.
Africans actually still use that as a code to say.
Let's fuck.
Number 5. Even though Taekook tend to be private about a lot of things, we still caught them flirting a lot in the past few years. For example, when Jungkook told Tae to just wear ties whenever he wants, and Tae just asked, should I only wear a tie in bed?
Oh,
Or
darling,
when
you
he
are
was
welcome.
with tears,
Do it.
he kept thrusting
Wear your
his
tie in
arm,
bed, I don't mind.
pointing at Taehyung, which caused Taehyung to just look down shyly.
This
and
position is very
sometimes
awkward. I like
some
it.
say flirting is normal with friends.
To an
But
extent.
some of us think, is it really?
Is it?
Number 4. We know how they always keep saying that they want to share a room together. Or members just accidentally sometimes said that they already are sharing a room together. But in their previous tour, they said that RM and Tae were rooming together. But as we saw, they were staying in 2 different separate rooms, and the only door that could relate his room and RM's room was a door that was blocked by a lot of things all the time. So obviously they couldn't share any rooms together. But based on what we saw, there was another door that couldn't lead to RM, but could lead to Jungkook's room, because we saw the same door on
Suspicious.
Jungkook's room.
But this girl did a job to really look for those points.
Confused just to
Look at those very details. Wow. You're doing the most, okay? Taekook Labs, you are doing the most. Shout out to you.
Growing together. Why did they keep saying that? Actually, the same goes for the current dorm they have. Because at first they kept denying them having the same room, and at the same time, a few months later, they just said that yes, we are staying at the same living room, but we're separating it by something. But every time we saw something from the room, there was nothing to actually separate anything. Number 3. One time when Tae was having a
Oh,
mind,
this
he
part, I
asked
remember
Jungkook
this.
to ask if he could go to his room and ask where he is. And Jungkook quickly messaged him back to let him know where he is and he can come. When he got there, Jungkook asked who it was, but when Tae said that he was on V-Live, Jungkook panicked and said, "Wait, I'm not wearing anything."
Okay, this could be normal because they're friends, they've lived together for so long. It is quite normal for them to be naked with each other,
If he wasn't, then why would he tell
but
Tae
not on
to
the
go to
camera,
the
of
room
course. So
quickly?
it could be
And yes, all
explained.
clothes that were on the ground or both phones were for Jungkook. It's not really that strange. So yeah, he was alone. But when Tae just left, he saw that his room was locked, or at least that's what he said.
Oh, baby.
And the next time when we had
Coincidence? I think not.
Tae was wearing the exact same towel Jungkook had before.
Coincidence?
Which made us
I think
think,
not.
first of all, why was he naked when he told Tae to go to his room? And then what happened after it when Tae couldn't open his door? Did he stay with Jungkook? And what was about the towel? Was it his own towel or was it
Isn't that called a rope?
And how did he end up
Is it
there
called a
naked?
towel? Isn't it a rope?
Number 2. In 2 different situations,
Oh,
we
I've seen
had
this
the
as
same
well.
experience. One time was during Jungkook's graduation when Jimin was filming. We could see a light
The shift
shadow
of light,
on
yeah.
Jimin's face as if something was in front of it. And then we could hear some faint kissing sounds. And then when the kissing sounds ended, we could see the shadow removing from it as if someone who was in front of him just went back.
I want to hear
And
it.
then Jimin said congratulations and filmed in front of him where everything was taking place, and we saw that Taehyung and Jungkook were the only ones in front of him, which made us wonder, were they kissing? Some say that it was just the sound of a seatbelt, but
We all know how a seatbelt sounds like.
how a seatbelt and kissing sounds like, because this doesn't sound alike at all.
Kind of sounds like a seatbelt though. Kind of sounds like
The
it.
second time was during a V-Live Tae was doing, and it's interesting to note that it's the only V-Live that is on CH Plus channel. So that means you
Exclusive.
actually have to pay to watch it. It means most people can't watch that live. I don't want to analyze all of it right now, but a lot happened during it, including Tae just going back to change his clothes.
A lot
While
is
he was
going
changing
on.
his clothes, we could hear him talking to someone. We could even hear something like, "Stop." We could hear Jungkook laughing, and we could also hear some kissing sounds in the background until Tae came back. And when he came back, his lips looked a little bit more swollen than before when he left. It honestly was one of the things that made me just sit down, stare at nothing, and question everything.
Maybe it just went to pump his lips. Let me hear that. Okay, was the music playing in the original video or was it edited after the edit of this specific video? Because I feel like, oh, look at the difference. The difference is visible.
During the DNA music video, we got a Taekook moment of them singing, "Don't worry."
By the way, they were all looking like real daddies in this
We are
music
very
video,
different
okay?
because we are the ones who found destiny.
Oh. Oh, we totally different. Oh, we found destiny, baby. Destiny.
And it made a lot of us wonder, was it just a coincidence, or were they actually trying to tell us something?
You gotta give us a subtle message at some point.
Baby, it's not a coincidence.
Mm.
Before ending the video, I just want to tell you something.
Okay.
I'm doing.
I mean, coincidences? I think not. Okay. The fact that, okay, one thing I want to point out is we still don't know. Okay, this is just assumptions and thoughts, personal thoughts that we have, right? But when you look at it in a certain type of view, you start seeing that some's in the water, some's burning up, okay, and they ain't no smoke without a fire. We need to check this out. So I'm like, wow, that video was really, really, I think it shows so many things that even as I was watching a lot of Taekook videos, I didn't really get to notice. But the thing is, we still don't know, okay? We still don't know, but we have our hopes, you know? So, yeah, I really appreciate her video. I really appreciate, shout out to her. She did a good job. That is a long video and it takes a lot of effort, but thank God that she did, okay? And then what else? I think that concludes a lot. I think my thoughts, I already placed it in the video itself. So with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a new video. And with that being said, annyeong! Mwah!